Welcome to São Paulo, and first of all, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I heard you arrived this morning, so you did not watch the game last night.
Right, yeah, we were on a plane, sleep.
But you obviously know what happened,
Right, sure.
and something about performances, or not, just the score and the hit one?
No, I don't know exactly what happened yet. I just know what the result was.
James had a monster game.
I'm sure.
Wade played very well also. Yeah. And what is your opinion about the Miami Heat? They won back-to-back titles now, and people are starting to think they may be in the conversation about the best teams in all time. Do you think they already deserve it?
Well, I think it's funny. That happens in sports all the time. When you have a team that's really dominating at that moment, then you have all these all-time great conversations, and then another team wins and it's the same thing. That's what sports is. It's always it's an endless debate about who's better and comparing the greatest teams of all time. I think it's part of sports.
They deserve. Or
well,
they
yeah.
have to
I mean, it's just that's the natural conversation of sports. Is, whenever you have a team that's the champion for that moment, especially a team that's won back-to-back championships, you instantly want to compare them with some of the teams from the past. So it's just, I think it's good for the game to have those conversations.
Speaking about you and James, what you've done in your careers, what you still can do in the game, do you think as the years go by and people put things in a broader perspective, will it ever get to the point that Jordan is not thought of almost unanimously as the best player of all time?
Maybe one day that'll come along, but I think that the Jordan and Magic are in the same area in terms of not only looking at what they did on the court, but look at how they elevated the game off the court. The attention that they brought to the game, how they really helped transform the game into a global sport that it is today. So I think those are some of the things that really add to their legend, and will continue to add to their legend forever.
How is your recovery going? How do you feel right now?
It's going well. I'm almost pretty much 2 months out of surgery, and I'm walking, and I can get up on my toes. So I'm pleased with how it's going so far.
When you got injured, people started to think maybe this is so big that maybe it's the end for Kobe.
Yeah.
Did it cross your mind, and do you think about the possibility of not being the same player physically as you always was?
Sure. I think that you have to allow yourself to think that, because it keeps you on edge. It keeps you motivated, and it keeps you strong. And I think for me it was, once I started hearing everybody else say, well, maybe this is it, maybe this is too much, that's what really gave me the determination to see if I can prove them wrong.
Did you speak to other athletes that had the same injury, like Beckham? I know you talked to him sometime.
Yeah, Bex and I have grown to be pretty close since he's been playing in Los Angeles for the last 5 years, and he and I talked quite a bit about his process and his recovery, and he hasn't had any issues with it since. So, and he's won several championships since the injury. So, I'm pretty encouraged by that.
People compared you at the time of the injury to Rivera, Mariano from the Yankees. The point that they are not the types of players that will let an injury say it's time to go. And would you do that?
Well, I mean, not if I can help it. Because you want to be able to go out on your own terms, right? You don't want to be forced out of the game because of an injury. You want to be able to say, this is a game that I love to play. I've played it for so many years. I've been very blessed to play the game for this long, and you want to feel like when you're leaving the game, you're leaving because you want to.
What is more important for you right now at this stage in your career? What do you need, and what do you want the most?
The same as it's always been, is winning championships. That's it. That's why I play the game, is to be able to be the last one standing with your teammates, and raising up that trophy. That's it.
Can we expect a rebound season from the Lakers next year?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we have some. It's a big summer for us, so we don't know what direction we're going yet. But one thing I know about the Laker organization is that they're very committed to making sure that we have a team that's on the floor, that's a competitive team to win a championship. And which direction that's going to be, whether it's with Dwight or not, I don't know. We just have to see.
When last year team was built, everybody said that this is built for today, to win now.
Right.
Do you see this working next year and maybe the other after?
Yeah, I mean, we have some deficiencies that we need to add in terms of getting a little longer on the perimeter defensively, having a couple younger legs. I don't have the youngest legs in the world. Steve Nash certainly doesn't. Neither does Powell. So we need a couple younger legs, long guys that can defend and cover the floor on the perimeter. If we do that, I think we'll be all right.
You love all sports. When you were at the Olympics, you were always going to arenas and watching different sports.
Yeah.
What do we plan to do here? We know we're going to Brazil and in Italy game.
Yeah.
And something else in your plans?
I don't know. I would love to see what else is going on, and see if I can go down and check something out. Maybe handball, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe a little futsal, maybe. I don't know. I'd love to just kind of get around and see what's out there.
Who do you expect to win, Brazil or Italy?
You
Who do you want to win? Come on.
It's tough for me to pick who I want. Because I grew up in Italy.
Yeah, I know that.
You know what I mean? It's like it's my home away from home. But I've been a fan of Brazilian soccer for so many years. Obviously, growing up and watching Pelé, like I used to think I was Pelé growing up. Like I was him. So it's a huge honor for me to go to that match tomorrow and be able to check out these two clubs.
You used to think you were Pelé.
Oh yeah.
So you were thinking about playing soccer.
Absolutely, yeah. And man, but then I wound up being 6'3"
and then the choice was already made.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had more talent playing basketball than I did playing soccer. When I first started playing soccer, they just stuck me in the goal because I had these really long arms and long legs and said, "Okay, kid, just stop whatever ball comes your way." And that's what I did. And then I started getting better and better. But I was never close to being as good at soccer as I was at basketball.
And then when you started playing basketball, who would you want to be?
Well, Oscar Schmidt. Oscar was, he was the guy when I grew up over there. I mean,
he was playing in Europe at that
yeah,
time.
he was. He was playing in Europe, and he was 35, 40 points every night. I mean, he was just automatic. And I remember just watching him play and saying, man, if I could shoot like that, at his height and be able to handle the ball at his size. And him and my father were very similar in that because they were both very tall and both could shoot the ball. So I was a really, really big fan of Oscar.
I don't know if you know he's fighting brain cancer right now.
I did not know that.
Yeah. He's fighting, but it's not easy, of course.
Right. Man, I did not know that. I'll make sure, I have to be sure to reach out to him, talk to him, pay him a visit.
And Steve Nash loves soccer, right?
Yeah, he's a great player.
Yes, his
really
brother
good.
played. He has a team he's the owner of a team in the MLS.
Yeah, Vancouver, I think.
Yes. Do you speak about soccer all the time?
Yeah, we do. We talk about his team, quite a bit, and I mean he's really a great player. I mean he could have been a professional had he chose to be. I mean, he's that good of a player.
Kobe, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It was a real pleasure.
Thank you.